Alright, so we got the moon about to make its way into Virgo at 11 p.m. So you already know the moon is currently in Leo, aka ego. So of course, if your ego is not solidified in a persona that you persuaded in, then that means you're planting bad seeds. So pretty much with this spectrum, you need to put in the energy work. And everything matters and everything counts at this moment. Of course, there's some good energy in the air, some good transits in the sky for you to basically take part and take participation in. And of course, a Virgo just pulled up next to me. Also, this is a circumstance situation where in this perspective, you got to be organizing your ideas into constructible matters, aka if you planted bad fruit, Virgo gonna look at the fruit. Okay, this fruit is not presentable. This fruit is not eatable. This fruit is no good. So if you was eating the wrong fruits during this time, Virgo is gonna have some problems with that sixth house, that immune system, the nervous system. So if you was planting bad seeds right now, you're gonna feel it, in the areas, in the places that you didn't plant the right seed. So that means you need to take actions towards planting that seed, because you're gonna feel unfulfilled if you don't plant the right corrective seeds and the spectrums that you need to be basically pointing them things in. So when you got Virgo here, this is looking at the details, being organized, being down to earth and practical. So of course, some people is dealing with conflict during this perspective. Some people is dealing with oppositions. Some people gonna be dealing with some misunderstandings. Some people gonna be dealing with some squares, some conflict. Some people gonna be dealing with some shit that they ain't used to. So of course, the shit you ain't used to is basically what you came here to basically experience, learn. So of course, everything is a learning process. So once you're open to learn, in your way of learning is wonderful. But if you learn in somebody else's way or how to do shit, you will never actually be able to get the keys to open the doors for you to be able to actually accumulate and do these things in the right perspective, aka VIA, without going through all these frustrations and hardships for you to be able to actually accumulate and open up what you basically need to inherit it into this world. So we're gonna break down your houses real fast. And we're gonna break down the planets real fast, aka this the sun signs and the moon signs that's gonna be affected by this. Your ascendant sign is basically what we're about to run through right now with the houses. The sun sign is your actions, the moon is your reactions, your ascendant sign is your houses, where basically these things come up unconsciously, things that you're not unaware of, but unconsciously, subconsciously, you are doing these things on a day-to-day basis. So when we got this position in here, if you got Virgo in the first house, you're going to be basically looking at the details of your personality, personal affairs, or personal issues that you're dealing with, whether it's with a person, place, or thing. This is a circumstance situation where it's cool to be of service to other people, places, or things. But of course, if you're not situated in a perspective of organizing your life, or pretty much putting yourself in a position where you can basically maintain your personal persona, you're going to get washed up by basically being a doormat to other people. And of course, this is not your position to be a doormat or basically be a frog on the floor to get walked on. You need to put yourself in a position where you can actually accumulate and put yourself in the right spectrum to have your own business and work for yourself. So yeah, this is time to basically plant seeds into this position where you can basically, especially when we talk about the sixth house. Your second house is basically where you plant the seeds as far as how you want to basically maintain a career. Now, sixth house will be how you weather the storm, how you bring down the rain, how you bring down the tides, and how you basically uplift the tides and basically bring these things together so you can basically have a nurturing perspective where things can be created. And of course, the 10th house is where you collect all your seeds, your money, your status, your career, your business. So sixth house is basically the time where you need to get organized and basically be nurturing the perspectives on how you want to basically maintain your position in life. So yeah, with the second house, if you have Virgo in the second house, you're going to be looking at the details of things you value, people you value, and of course, you could be valuing a whole lot of things in this perspective and things that matter. So you could be valuing all kinds of shit, but try to get organized and try not to get into positions where you basically get lazy. Because you don't want to get lazy and shit, because you got all this good luck and all these fruits that's coming into your perspective. Try to get organized on this perspective. Try not to be a loose head or loose screw on this time. Get organized with the things you value. Feel me? If you value these things in the Karen Ray. Because Virgo is going to be here looking at the details. And of course, you don't really try to look at the details, but of course, try to make yourself more accountable when it comes to these actions. If you got Virgo in your third house, you're basically going to be that you're going to be basically looking at the details of your surroundings, people that you're connected with, and personal familiar places. Try not to put yourself in a circumstance situation of being try not to be unorganized on this time. Make sure you're organized when it comes to nurturing the people, places, and things around you in the perspective. AKA, make sure yourself is right first, because you can be in positions where you're not catering or being organized and situated to where you need to be situated, so you can basically accumulate your status in your career in a more positive outlook. So get organized. Feel me? Get organized when it comes to personal affairs and personal surroundings and people and places and things in general. When it comes to the 4th house, you're basically going to be looking at the details when it comes to private home matters, private family matters, and things of that matter. See, this is a circumstance situation where the things when it comes to home and private, like, this is a circumstance situation where you need to learn how to get look at the details when it comes to your emotions and the way you feel and the way you do things. For me, you can be all over the place, you can be scattered. Try to get situated, try to get more down to earth and more practical, so life can become more easier for you. Because if you're not organized and situated, then things can become very worse, especially when it comes to your emotions. So make sure your emotions is like nurtured in a positive manner. And of course, this is a circumstance situation where you can be all over the place. Have some, you could be dealing with emotions that's not even yours. So try to get organized. Also, if you got the Virgo in the 5th house, you're gonna be basically looking at the details when it comes to your expressions and the thing created, your creative matters, your outlets, and your habits and your hobbies. Try not to self-sabotage yourself and put yourself into negative spectrums, because this can be a circumstance situation where you can be dealing with opposite energies. But try to like put yourself in a position where like your creativity and the way you express yourself be out there. Like, you got to have a circumstance situation where life got to be more easier for you. You can't be in a circumstance situation of love and nurturing and caring for somebody else's authority. You got to have your own shit. You got to be your own boss. For me, you got to have your own creativity. For me, you got to make the world laugh. You got to make the world bring peace and happiness to the spectrum. Use your imagination and your creativity, and everything will basically fold into your spectrum. Make sure it's coming down to earth, actually. Also, if you got Virgo in the 6th house, you're gonna be basically looking at the details of your health, your work, your routine, and scheduling. Try to get organized and try to like be more reasonable with how you deal with people, places, and things in the public. So put yourself in a circumstance situation where you can be in a position where everything is accumulating into your perspective and you're not doing things out of proportion. Like, just get organized and get situated when it comes to routine, scheduling. Try not to stress over these things, and everything will be right for you. Also, if you got Virgo in the 7th house, you're gonna be looking at the details when it comes to your relationships and the things that you value. See, Venus falls here, so it can be a circumstance situation where like you're gonna be in relationships where you gotta like love, nurture, and care for people, places, and things and shit. It can be very hard and shit, because it's like, yo, where's the love at? Because if you could be bending your back, you could be bending over backwards for people, places, and things that don't really truly be in your best interest. Try not to do that and get lost into that. Just try to like look at try to find balance and get on people's ass too if they try to like put you in circumstance situations of feeling vulnerable, and of course they not being able to being there to basically cope with your seeds and help you with seeds. Plant seeds in the right spectrum. You fuck around, have a yeah, but we ain't gonna get too far on that. Also, we got you got Virgo in the 9th house. You're gonna be looking at the details when it comes to your experience. Oh, I'm bugging. When you have Virgo in the 8th house, you're gonna be looking at the details when it comes to your desires and things that you're deeply rooted into. Try not to get lost into negative thoughts and negative ideas and shit. Try not to self-sabotage yourself, because this can fuck with your health and put you in catastrophic events. So make sure, like, whatever you're thinking about, make sure it's a rainbow at the end of the front, beginning and end. So make sure you like nurturing good seeds on this perspective and working on yourself, and not fucking up your mental health on negative shit. If you got Virgo in the 9th house, you're gonna be looking at you're gonna be basically looking at the details of your experiences. So this is a circumstance situation where you have experiences, you have a lot of convictions, you have a lot to basically offer to the world. But of course, if you're not working on these things and nurturing these things and making these things more dense into reality, then what is the purpose of you talking about it? For me, just get organized, get down to earth, and get practical, and everything will basically start falling into your perspectives. Also, this could be a circumstance situation where you get burdened with your health a lot. Try not to allow that to basically take shape and form into your life, and you'll be all right. Also, if you got Virgo In the 5th house, you're going to be basically looking at the details when it comes to your status, your career, and your goals. Try to get a lot of rest and a lot of sleep, because, of course, this can fuck you over with your health-wise. You don't need that happening, especially when you got Virgo here. So, yeah, get yourself organized, get yourself situated, and everything can basically be smooth cake, like a wake, and you'll be all right. So, look at the details of your business, your status, and your career. So, you got goals and got opportunities to basically act on these things. So, take these things serious and don't fall back, and express yourself. Also, if you got Virgo in the 11th house, you're going to be looking at the details of your associations and your associates and people, places, and things that you're connected to. This is a circumstance situation where try to put yourself in a position of not ghosting people, because people, places, and things can need you during this time, especially in the unfamiliar places or unknown places. For me, your characteristics, your traits is basically very reasonable during this time. So basically get out there and actually get situated and get down to earth and practical and help people, places, and things that truly need your help during this time. Also, try not to self-sabotage your health, because this can also fuck with you too. Feel me? But you're going to be dealing with experiences of all sorts. Just get organized. Also, if you got Virgo in the 12th house, you're going to be looking at the details of your dreams, your illusions, your fantasies, and of course, this is a circumstance situation where you can get lost into these things or have rose-colored glasses when it comes to dreams and shit. Make sure these dreams is reasonable. Make sure you're bringing these shit down to earth. And of course, make sure everything is more practical and everything will basically be good. So, Aries, you're dealing with misunderstandings. Tauruses, you got a gift. Geminis, you're dealing with conflict. Cancers, you dealing with opportunities. Leos, you dealing with adjustments. Virgos, you dealing with spotlight on you. Libras, you dealing with seeing the other side of making changes. Scorpios, you got opportunities. Sagittarius, you got a square. Don't make promises you can't keep. Capricorns, you got a gift. Aquarius, you dealing with aliens, and of course Pisces, you dealing with opposite energies.